Heyo, Stoic here. Hey, welcome to the Bedrock Guide. In this tutorial, we're going to be making a villager breeder. Yeah, it's this simple. I try to make this build as simple as possible. That way, if you need to get a whole bunch of villagers, you can just set it up like this and put them where you need to. You're probably asking, where and why do I need a whole bunch of villagers? Well, I'll tell you why. You can make a cropper farm. Yeah, these two like to throw crops at each other. Well, the one with the hat does. And you could set up multiple farms. This one's carrots, but you can also make beetroot and potatoes as well. There's also the villager trading hall so that you can get all the different trades that you want early on in the game. There are also raid farms. Raid farms are going to need a villager, so you can use that villager breeder to get that one ready to go. And if it falls along the way, maybe you can get another one from your villager breeder. Another great reason to have a whole bunch of villagers from your villager breeder is to get your iron farm all set up. In this case, we're just grouping them all together, and then we can get some iron golems. All right, before we get into the super small build, we're going to talk about mechanics. So you're going to need 2 villagers, and you're probably going to find them in a village nearby. So if you want to transport them, get them where you want them, now it's time to put a villager breeder in. So in order to do that, these villagers need to be willing, and they also have to have 1 extra bed than the number of villagers nearby. If there's not an additional bed, then there won't be an additional villager. So the amount of food that you need to feed these is either 12 carrots, 12 potatoes, 12 beetroot, or 3 bread. So if we just throw a whole bunch of bread out here, they'll start picking it up. You can see that they do have inventories. And once that happens, they might be willing enough to start breeding. And you can see that there's love in the air, lots of love in the air right now. And they're going to produce a little baby villager. Here we go, yeah. Now it's going to take 20 minutes for this villager to grow up and for you to figure out if it is a nitwit or not. And depending on what kind of farm you're going to be making, nitwit might not be the best thing. So you might want to make some extra beds just in case you do have some nitwits that grow up. All right, so let's get started on this build. The first thing you need to do is just have a small area to work with. Put a solid block down. That'll be for our rail system if that's what you choose to use. After that, we can put in kind of a 2x2 area just like that. And then we'll come over top of it just like this. This is where the drop chute will be for our villagers. Fill that in just like that as well. Go ahead and grab your water. If you're already up here, just throw it in. You can see that the water stream is pushing everything in this direction. So once things start falling in here, they'll always be pushed in this corner. All right, from here, we're going to go up 1 more level just like this. I'm using some solid blocks just so they're easier to see what's going on. But you can use glass everywhere you want. From here, then, we're going to put stairs in just like this, so that the lower step is closer to our hole, just like this. Once that happens, we can put in our stained glass pane, or just glass pane right here, just one of them. And because there's stairs right next to them, this pane doesn't shoot out. You can see if we put it down here, you can see that it creates a connection between everything else that's around it. But because we have stairs, we now have this nice big opening around it for things to drop through. After that, we're going to put in 3 layers of glass. 1, 2, that's 2. And then we're going to go ahead and put in 1, 2, 3 right there on top. All right, now we just need to get some villagers in on top here. So what we can do is just make our own little rail system all the way up there. And I'm just going to be... Oops, you didn't see that. I did not attack a horse. Of course I did not. You can go ahead and throw in just a rail system. Maybe you're putting things in kind of wherever you want. Can't do that on the corners. Yep. And it may depend on how the village is set up or how you're set up everywhere else. Let's see here, getting things in. Just going to make our way up. This doesn't have to be fancy at all. Turn right into the top there. Grab yourself something to power these things up. And maybe you've got a long stretch of rail and you can easily get these villagers in them. I'm just going to throw one in right there and toss in a minecart. You can see that we're going to make our way all the way up and it's going to toss them in. All right, we can come back down here. We can find another villager just hanging out, and we can grab it and then make sure it goes all the way up and gets tossed in. You can see they're kind of stacking right now. But the nice part is that we can come right underneath here, and you can see our minecart. We can just break it right here in the corner. We can do it again right there. Now, they should drop down if you're in survival and fall right here in the corner. And because we got a water stream, you should be able to just pick these things right back up. All right, so right now, we want to go ahead and put some kind of cap over top of our villagers. We really don't want lightning hitting these things and making them into witches, but you can also keep this rail in place, especially if you want to get up and down at your convenience. Next thing we need to do is make sure that we've got enough beds here. So 1, 2, 3, just like that. We should see them connect these two beds. In fact, there might be some extra ones around here somewhere. So let's go ahead and throw in another bed just in case. Kind of working kind of tight. Everything can reach everything. So now let's go ahead and come back up here to the top and make sure you got your food source ready to throw. You can see that one of them's picking them all up. So we're just going to dump a whole bunch out here. In fact, they'll just throw the whole stack in there. And now since they're connected, well, looks like another one connected. Maybe maybe we got some digital babies somewhere else. That's part of the trick is you're probably going to be isolated no matter where you're at for this build. But always always remember that your beds are going to impact how this farm works. So especially if you've got well-fed villagers. So you can see that one just shared its food with the other one. And now the mood is happening. And we should see a baby pop up here soon. All right, we had a baby spawn. And amazingly, it is on this very, very, very small glass pane here. I'm not too worried about it because the next time they have kids, probably going to push both of them down. So let's go ahead and try that right now. And just like that, we've got two of them sitting up there. You can go ahead and hit them if you really get frustrated. They'll fall. I'm pretty sure it's because both of our villagers were right in the very, very center of that glass pane. And so now that they're offset, we shouldn't have any issues. In fact, they should have enough food in order to make another one. So you can see now that we've got two villagers down here. It's going to take 20 minutes for these baby villagers to grow up, and we'll see whether or not they're nitwits. Another thing to consider is that if you do have this setup, you're going to want to make sure that you're protecting this area. Make sure no zombies can get over here. The zombies can reach these villagers. You can see I just knocked one of them. As we noted earlier, from here we can just grab them. So if we really wanted to, we can get both of them. We can knock them out. Just like that. Probably separate them now, just like that. No big deal. That's pretty easy, right? And so, gosh, those two over there are really well fed. But anyways, you can see that this farm is built. You can use that same ramp we used to get up there to feed them. Yep. You could even put a dispenser in if you really wanted to, so you don't have to climb up there. You can just click on it and add some more stuff to it. Yeah, this farm is ready for you. It's so simple. Honestly, it is so simple. So another way to get your villagers out of the villager breeder is, you guessed it, minecarts. I just love these things. So you can place your minecart right here. Grab the cat. Get out of here, cat. You can place our minecart right there. We're right here in the corner, so it's going to grab one of them. From here, we can just turn on our rail system and send them exactly where we want them to go. All right, thanks everyone for joining me on the Bedrock Guide. The villager breeder should be simple enough for you to use in your realm or server. So have fun, and if you liked what you saw, hit that like button. I know those two back there like it. And if you want, go ahead and subscribe so when the new stuff comes out, you can watch it. Bye-bye.